later on in the panel. But would you like another video?
Yes!
All right. Also, folks, since you all want to know, you can record the panel. You are free to record the panel. We encourage you to record the panel, so make sure you can see the screen. And folks, last year, you might remember, we did some stop motion animation. This is behind the scenes. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. You know, an interesting point about this. You notice how they weathered the Veritech, the 100 scale Veritech? Toynami liked it so much they actually created a weathered Veritech version for this. And you can be able to buy this over there. So we all have a good convention so far, folks? Yeah. Hey, by a show of hands, because we still have a few minutes left, we're going to start a little bit after 10, because we have a few stragglers in here. Let me ask you guys a question. How many of you were here at last year's panel? Oh, really? Only a couple of them. Wow. Okay, how many of you, this is the first time for the Robotech panel? Yeah, wow. Holy cow. All right, I see. Okay. Very, very interesting. Okay. We always ask this question, and it's interesting to see that. We get a lot of new people here. Well, for our returning guests, welcome. We hope we have a lot of new stuff for you. And to our new guests here, welcome as well. We got great things to show you and talk to you about. Now, folks, so I'm going to wait a few more minutes before we start. So make sure you can see the screen. As always, video and audio recording is allowed. Feel free to do that. I would recommend you not use flash photography if you want to take a photo of the screen, because it'll probably wash it out. So just don't do that. And also, please put your cell phones on silent mode, so not to disturb anyone during the time. As we all know, we're in the middle of a panel, and something really important is going to happen. I'll hear. See, yeah, you all know that. So, we all survived the heat so far?
Yeah. Barely.
Barely? Well, it's cool in here because we got cool stuff to show you. And yes, folks, we're going to have time for Q&A because, as you can see, the Robotech mystery box is here.
Yeah.
Yes, trust me, folks, it's filled with prizes. So yeah. So now it is now. What time is it now? It's now 9:56. I have 4 minutes. Any pre-show questions? Okay, you have a question. Yes, sir.
Just because I liked it. that logo that you had previously, the one with the 3 Veritexs flying around,
Oh, our convention tour logo.
are you guys gonna have that type of badge somewhere? Because that is an awesome design.
You want it as a badge?
Yeah, that'd be like, you know, a patch or anything?
Like a patch?
That'd be cool.
Let me work on that.
Yeah, that is nice.
Would you guys like this as a t-shirt too? Yeah. Just, okay. Well, we'll talk about t-shirts a little later on, but I'll let our t-shirt license know.
Tote bag.
What?
A tote bag design.
A tote bag. What else would you like this to be on? Hat. Pin? A jacket.
Jet.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. If we were to make bomber jackets, what would you okay, well, I obviously have some work to do when I get back to the office. Okay. Can we have what?
Can we have it without the years so it can be timeless instead of like, oh, no, we got that.
Well, we always do a new logo for each year.
Okay.
So last year we had Claudia as the tour logo. So we always do a different logo for each year. Because the thing, what we do is for the tour is we do conventions, and the conventions put up the logo as part of the tour, so it's sort of like a little badge of honor for them. So yes, come on in, folks. Make sure you can see the screen, because we've got lots of cool things to show you. We're going to start in a few minutes. Yes, you have your hand up, sir, in the back?
Yeah, can you do the different logos for the jets, the motorcycle ones, the things?
You mean like the Mars Division and the Southern Cross, and all I'm going to say is wait for the presentation. Trust me, all right? Yeah, that's a good. I can't give it all away right now. But it's like a scene in The Simpsons where Homer walks out of the Empire Strikes Back and there's a line of people waiting to get in. Says, who would have thought Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father? I just ruined it for you.
Thanks, Mr. Blow up the picture.
Too soon. You're very welcome.
Yo, spoilers.
What, spoilers? Like now? We haven't even started the panel yet.
Luke is not the last Jedi. Too soon?
Let's not talk about that other franchise.
Mark Hamill was involved with Robotech.
Yes, he was. He was involved with Robotech. You know, I can tell you a funny story with Mark Hamill of Robotech, since we're all here. We were recording Shadow Chronicles. As you know, one of the character he voices says, "Excellent. Everything is transpiring as the awareness has foreseen." He stops. He goes, "You know, this just isn't working." We're like, "Mark, what's wrong?" "Well, every time I say excellent, I sound like Monty Bird going, excellent." We're like, no, don't keep it on. But it's like it was just very funny to hear that. It was very interesting to have Mark there recording with us and doing all those great things. So yeah, any other pre-show questions before we begin? Okay, actually, we'll go here in the hat. Yes.
How many tours have you guys been on?
How many tours? We have been touring since 2005. So this will be our 13th year of doing a national tour. So the tour has been to South America, it's been to China, it's been to, and we're going to talk about China in a minute, and it's also been to Australia. So, and already folks, I have people asking me about 2019 and the 35th anniversary in 2020 for events then. So we usually plot it out further out with the tour. So come on in, folks. You haven't started yet. Actually, sir, you had your hand up, and then we'll get back to you. Yes, sir. Did you have your hand up? No? Okay. Wait, is it you?
No, the guy in the green that was in here a second ago.
Oh, okay. All right. Come on in. Come on in. Sit down. Make sure you can see the screen. All right, sir, you had your question. You had another question. What was it?
Are you guys going to do anything for the anniversary of the TV series?
In the 35th anniversary? I had a convention approach me about it. That's all I can say. So.
Robocon?
What?
Robocon?
No, we can't do a Robocon because the economics do not work for a standalone show. If you notice, Anime Expo is a whole bunch of shows, a whole bunch of properties together. Conventions are very expensive, folks. I'm sure we have all watched in the past year high-profile conventions implode before they even launch. And we work with established conventions and do events at established conventions because this way it's less cost for them and less cost for us, and more importantly, it's better value for you, the fans. And that's the key thing. Running a convention at a minimum to do it like in a day's in off like I-5 in the Central Valley will cost you a minimum of $30,000 to $40,000. And that's at a day's in like the San Joaquin Valley. You want to get down here in Los Angeles, you're looking well into 6 figures. Yeah. It's running conventions, folks, is not easy. I've been touring for 15 years. I did rock and roll touring before that. I worked special events at the world's largest casinos, and it's not easy, and it's why we work with established conventions, because we use the existing convention infrastructure. I was just at SODAC in South Dakota. It's a Rapid City, it's a city of 50,000 people. They pull about 5,000 people. That's like that we pulling 100,000 here in Los Angeles. They had to change the show because their costs were climbing too fast. So that's why we work with established shows, because it's a very, very expensive. Okay, how much time do we have left? It's 10:01 a.m. Hey! So hey, you know what, folks? Since we're talking about China and touring, let's talk about some future concepts, because in 2016, we were at the Shanghai Comic Convention. And at the Shanghai Comic Convention to celebrate Robotech's 25th anniversary of its debut in China, an all-metal, super scale VF1 made its debut. This was created by an artist, he calls himself an artist, you'll see why in a minute, named Sun Xingquan. This is all metal, and everybody asks us, does it transform? No, it takes about 5 minutes for it to transform. We sped it up. But Sun Xingquan, when he did it, the first transformer for me, he broke down and cried. He was like, no, he's like, what's wrong? He goes, I've been waiting for you at Harmony Gold to see my art. And then he turns to me and says, Kevin, I want to build a 1:1 scale transformable VF1. Yeah, I'm like, son, whatever you want to do, man, yeah. All right, folks, let's start the panel. With our panel ground rules, we encourage you all to do audio and video recording of the panel. We also encourage you all to be citizen journalists and live tweet and Facebook the panel. We encourage you all to use the hashtag Robotech and hashtag AX2018 on social media. Please silence all mobile devices and hold all of your questions until the end. We'll have time for Q&A because the Robotech mystery box is there. And let me welcome you all to the Robotech A Look to the Future panel at Anime Expo. Thank you. My name is Kevin McKeever. I'm VP of Marketing for the Robotech franchise at Harmony Gold. And let me begin by saying thank you. Thank you first off for coming out in this heat wave, but also thank you for supporting us. Folks, Robotech, 33 years ago, made its debut in syndicated television. And the reason why we're here 33 years later is because of you, the fans. You are the ones who keep Robotech strong. You are the ones who keep the franchise alive. And everyone at Harmony Gold, from Frank Grama, our chairman, on down, thanks each and every one of you for your support. But I'm not here to talk about the past. I want to talk about the future, starting with our digital reconstruction. We have been rebuilding Robotech in the digital space, starting with the Robotech website. We have a new Robotech website. We have a new newsfeed, a completely revamped store, which takes all major credit cards now, a revised Infopedia, and yes, many of you have asked, we have brought back the forums. So all you have to do is use your original Robotech.com email account, the email account you originally used to sign up, and you can reactivate your account, and you'll get an email, and you're good to go. And speaking of the digital space, Robotech is now streaming on Amazon, Netflix, and Crackle. All 85 episodes, plus the Shadow Chronicles, are now streaming. And some of you were asking about t-shirts earlier. Let's talk about apparel. from our friends at 80s Tees. Yeah. 80s Tees has launched a new line of Robotech t-shirts. Yeah. These are called the sublimation t-shirts, the one, the green one on the left. And we also have some other t-shirts as well. Yeah. Oh, there are these. Oh, and we have our new line of chibi t-shirts. But folks, if you want to do something, you have like a more formal event you want to attend, we have our Robotech polo shirts as well. Yeah. Oh, and folks, you want to know something? It gets cold. I know it's hot right now, but it's going to get cold. So you need some Robotech socks to keep you warm. Oh, and speaking of keeping warm, 80s Tees has made a new line of Robotech hoodies. This is the Skull Leader hoodie. You will see a photo of this in action a little later on. These are so popular that 80s Tees has made 3 new hoodies. These are available right now. But folks,
What's the sizes?
all of them, all of them,
Gotta be more specific. We're talking to big guys.
from small to like quadruple XL. Yeah. And if not, 80s Tees will find the size for you. Yeah. The 80s Tees is really good. Oh, and speaking of, hockey jerseys. Yeah. But folks, yeah. See? Yeah. But folks, 80s Tees has launched a giveaway. You can sign up now, and first place, second place, and third place will win these prizes. You go to 80stees.com, you can sign up, and there's no purchase necessary. You can sign up right now at 80s Tees and win these prizes. We're going to announce the winner in a few weeks. So go to 80stees.com and you're good to go. But folks, we have to talk about the plushies. Our friends at Poony Factory have made a Skull Leader plushie.
Doesn't transform.
What? Does it transform? Not yet. But do you want a transforming plushie?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk then. But folks, you can go down to booth 2025 and buy the plushie right now. Yes? Yes, you can. You want the plushie? You can get it. And we have some new licenses, and I'm really excited to talk about the new licenses we have today. We now have a Robotech board game license. Yes. A new company called Strange Machine Games is going to make not one, but 2 Robotech board games. Robotech Ace Pilot and Robotech Attack on the SDF-1. Ace Pilot is a quick coffee table style game that takes about 20 minutes to play. It contains 100 tokens, 8 hero cards, 8 upgrade cards, and 5 custom roll dice. And folks, you can demo this game here at Anime Expo. Japan Anime Games is a distributor, and you can go down to the dealer room right now and play the game. That's how awesome it is. Here's a look at the gameplay, and you can play it down, you can demo it down in the dealer hall. And they have another game too, called Robotech Attack on the SDF-1. This is where you, the fan, take control of the hero to defend the SDF-1 from enemy attack. This game contains, now you ready for this? 160 tokens, 3 game boards, 7 hero boards, 4 reference boards, 150 game cards, and 14 custom roll dice. Here's a look at the key artwork. And would you like to see some of the game board?
Yeah.
Here it is. Oh, and as you play the game, you get to build this. Yeah. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. These will be out later this year. And we also have a card game license as well. Our friends at Solar Flare Games are going to make a new line of card games starting with Robotech Force of Arms. Here's a look at some of the cards. And this is a 2-player game that will be arriving this summer. It'll actually ship out later this month. So we're really excited to be working with Solar Flare Games. And folks, a lot of you have asked, you're gonna say, Kevin, I've been looking at this so far and saying, God, it's just Macross, Macross, Macross. Why don't we get something new? Well, Solar Flare Games has heard you, and in 2019, Robotech, Crisis Point, and Robotech, the Invid Invasion, will be released. I know someone in the back was asking about some logos for like the hover tanks. Here's some of the artwork that they're going to be using as well. And our friends at Super 7 are going to make a new line of Robotech figures, starting with a line of muscle figures. Remember muscle figures? Yeah, these are out right now. And remember, they're going to make a line of reaction figures. You remember the original Star Wars figures from Kenner? And how they had only limited articulation? Try to think like that. That's what they're trying to go for here. Very retro type of figure. You can visit super7store.com and find out more. And folks, we also have subscription exclusive through Loot Crate, starting with the Robotech LED lamp. Yeah. And subscribers for Loot Crate were able to get the Robotech 1/100 scale Spec Ops VF1J. And very recently, subscribers to Loot Crate got the first ever Robotech beanie. Now folks, if you go down to AX booth 4907 and you sign up for a Loot Crate subscription, you will get a free Robotech beanie. Yes. So go to www.lootcrate for more. And folks, it's hot outside. That means summer. That means skate decks. And our friends at Insurgo got us covered with the new line of Robotech skate decks. Yes. But folks, you want to know all about the transforming toys, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. Well, our friends at Toynami have got you covered, starting with the 1/100 scale heavy armored Veritex, followed by the 1/100 scale Fast Pack Super Veritex. These Veritex transform into Fighter, Guardian, and Battloid mode. And they are on sale right now at the Robotech.com store. And you can pre-order a new line of 1/100 scale Veritex. It might be a little tough to see, but they come with Micronian pilots. Yeah. And I don't know if you can see it on the screen there, but they come with Micronian pilots. And these are available for $35. And Toynami's going to make a new line of action figures. Here's a first look at them. These will be out soon. Stay tuned. We also have our Super Deformed line with our friends from Kids Concept, and they're based out of Hong Kong. They created a new, fully transformable line of Super Deformed VF1s. They have high die-cast metal content, contain LED lighting. These sold so well that Kids Concept made a line of Fast Packs. Now, but folks, what's cool about the Fast Packs? It's the missiles. And they light up. And they come in the Rick Hunter, Roy Fokker, Max, and Myriad variants as well. Now, a lot of people have asked, what is this dancing Min-May I'm hearing all about? And does it sing?
In love must be the sweetest feeling that a girl could feel. To be in love, to live a dream with somebody you care about like no one else.
That's the actual speaker. And folks, it's a Bluetooth-capable sound system. And it's shipping now for $50. And you can link up several of them and have stereo dancing Min-Mays. And folks, that's not all. Kids Concept has made a pullback Min-May. Wait, pullback Min-May? Well, what's a pullback Min-May? Well, you pull it back, and this is what it does. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, and folks, it comes in 4 variant colors. But that's not all. Kids Concept has announced a 172 scale transformable VF1. And you can pre-order these now. It's a 3-mode transforms in 3 modes, has built-in LED lighting, and you can pre-order these now. Also, Kids Concept just announced a new line of 6-inch Robotech figures, starting with Min-May. As you can see, it comes with a lot of accessories. These are very, very cool. You can go to kidsconcept.hk and order them with free shipping right now. And also, there's going to be a Rick Hunter. And here's what it comes with. It comes with the helmet. Several people have pointed out about the collar. Kids Concept informs us that the collar will be able to button up. There will be a variant where you can button up with the collar. So you can go to the Kids Concept store right now at kidsconcept.hk and order, and they have free shipping here to the United States. But what about Robotech statues? We went to Tokyo, Japan, to work with Prime One Studio to make a new line of Robotech statues, and here is the first image. And they've made a video of it. Would you like to see it?
Yes.
Here it is. Well, I'll probably lose the audio here. These will be out. Oh, maybe I can clap. These will be out in 2019, and for those of you attending San Diego, this will be making its debut on the San Diego dealer room floor at the Sideshow Collectibles booth. Yes, so very, very cool. And speaking of sort of high-end dioramas, let's talk about our friends from Kids Logic for a moment. Kids Logic is going to make a new line of 12-inch fully posable Robotech figures. And the uniforms will be made out of real cloth. Not only that, Kids Logic has just released, and it's shipping now, a 1/6 scale VF1J cockpit Bluetooth speaker system. These run for $1,700 a piece, and they've all sold out. Yes. And this is them being manufactured. You're thinking, but Kev, wait a minute, this is so cool, and I miss out on it. I mean, are they ever going to make another one? Well, here, check this out. 100 that are going to be made, over half of them have already been spoken for. Yeah, these things are really, really cool. And that's not all, folks. Kids Logic is going to make a cyclone statue. And they're going to make, believe it or not, a 1/1200 scale SDF1. It stands 3 feet tall. This is its debut in Hong Kong at the ACG show in Hong Kong. As you can see, it drew quite a crowd.
Yeah.
It lights up. Yeah, it lights up, got LED lighting. I saw this when I was in Shanghai. This is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. But folks, we also have more new merchandise to talk about today. Our friends from Caliber Wings now have a Robotech license. And Caliber Wings went to us and said, you know what? Let's team up with our friends at Northrop Grumman so we can make this. The final countdown is on, folks. Yes, a Robotech F-14 Tomcat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Rick Hunter version, too. No, it doesn't transform. It doesn't transform.
You wish.
I'm sorry about that, it does not transform. So, but they are 1/72 scale. They have die-cast metal, movable wings. They come with a full weapons package too. You can remove the engines. You can take out the pilots. And they're on sale right now for $135. And they're going to make Max and Miria variants too. Yeah, pretty cool. And we're talking about new merchandise. You know, one of the things we want to do is our Robotech Gives Back initiative. We've teamed up with Children's Hospital Los Angeles, and we created something called the Robotech script book signed by the cast and crew. And these were limited to about 100 copies, and they sold out in a few hours. And many fans came to us and said, you know what, I would love to buy the script book unsigned. So that is what we did. We've re-released it, it's back in stock. This is an unsigned, demand-driven run. It's on sale for $30, and 100% of all profits benefit Children's Hospital Los Angeles. Yeah, Children's Hospital is they do great work, folks. The entire Harvey Gold staff went over there and got a tour, and folks, they do tremendous work for kids, and we're really honored to be teaming up with them to help them out. And also, folks, the book is really cool too, so it's a win-win all around. But let's talk about art books. Our friends at Udon have released a new art book called Robotech, the Macross Saga Visual Archive. This is not a reprint of Robotech Art 1. We are taking each saga and giving it its own art book. As you can see, folks, we have completely redone the episode synopsises, include all new line art, and a vessel size comparison. We also include character
How much?
line art. Actually, it's funny because see, right now it's sold out. So it's on, but no, it's okay. Wait, well, before y'all get the pitchforks out, we're gonna do a second printing. So don't worry, don't calm down. It's okay.
Is it stuck on the ship still?
No, it's not stuck on the ship. They have to. It's at a printing plant being reprinted right now. So, yeah. So, folks, yeah, this has been really popular. Fans have really liked it. It's hardcover. It's beautiful, folks. And there's going to be both a Southern Cross and New Generation book as well. So just stay tuned. Lots of great stuff in the pipeline. But, you know, folks, we're talking about books. Let's talk
Where are
about...
we ordering these from?
What?
Where are we ordering these from?
You can order either from...
Sorry.
It's on backorder at robotech.com, or you can order through amazon.com as well. But also, folks, let's talk about Robotech Comics. And to talk about Robotech Comics, I want to bring up my coworker here, Tommy Yoon, to come on up here and talk about Robotech Comics from Tiny Comics. Tommy, come on up. So Tommy, let's talk about and what they're doing.
So we're really happy at the positive response to all the Robotech stuff, but we know that fans ultimately come back to Robotech because they love the stories. And we're really happy to be working with Titan because they understand the property and they've done a great launch. It was the #1 launch comic book, non-premiere comic book. That means outside of the DC Marvel universes. So that shows how well received the new comics have been as well. And Titan is going to also focus on the classic series. A lot of the Kamiko books that have become really hard to find, they're reprinting. In fact, they're even reprinting issues that DC Comics did not reprint in the previous decade. And so some of these books that are being reprinted have not seen print in about 30 years. So look for those. The first volumes are already out. They're doing them in giant phone book formats, so you can basically binge read these issues.
Tell me a question, will these be available digitally too?
They are going to do everything digitally. So if you go to Comixology, you can get the new issues. These, I think they're focusing on print first, but I believe they're also going to be available digitally as well on Comixology.
So let's talk about the new comic series. We have our,
Oh, all right. So the new comic series that has come out, Titan has worked with some of the top talent in the industry, and I'd like to introduce you to the artist, and that is Marco Torrini. He's done a really bang-up job here. He's taken a different look to the series, giving it a really gritty, realistic feel. And also the writer that we're working with is Simon Furman. For those of you who are familiar with his work, he's one of the most respected writers of the Transformers universe. He really dives into the Robotech continuity, and he's actually working off of some of the story directions that Carl had been working on back then. Some of you who are really following the stories are starting to catch some of the hints that this continuity, the reason why it's so different from what you're used to, there's a real story purpose and a place in the grand Robotech universe why things are changing already. And let's take a look at some of the artwork.
yep,
that,
here's the cover.
all right. So this is one of the covers that we're doing, that we've done. This is a really great cosplay cover done by Jake DeBlante. And then a lot of these, we've done so many variant covers with the top talent in the industry, a lot of them sold out. And then we're also reprinting a lot of the issues, so those of you who missed it, like when they came and went, we're collecting them in trade paperbacks, so you can collect issues 1 through 4 in a trade paperback that's out right now. And let's watch that little video. So we even had voice actor Greg Finley, the voice of Captain Global, write the foreword for that first trade paperback. And there's going to be some shocking information you're going to find out about Captain Global as the series unfolds. So I really highly recommend catching up on the storyline. And the new trade paperback, which covers issue 5 to 8, is on sale now. And we're continuing on with new stories with Simon. And do you want to get a sneak peek of this new issue that's just coming out now, issue 10?
Do you want to see the new
Yes.
art?
Yeah.
Right, I was wondering that.
I was like,
I'm pass on it,
we
but
can pass, I mean, you know, if you're bored.
all right, sure, go ahead.
All right, okay, so here's the cover.
So let's get hey, what's that at the bottom? Let's
that
get
at
a
the bottom?
closer look at
The
that.
bottom. Hey.
So what we
She
have
looks
here
familiar.
is what Carl intended to do with the original Robotech series is we are actually having the continuities of the 3 Robotech generations interact with one another this early on in the series. So you're going to see a lot more of that as the story unfolds. And speaking of stories, we've got some more news for you.
Wait, stories? Wait, we gotta talk about the live action film. All right. Well, folks, the live action film is set up over at Sony Pictures. We have two awesome producers attached. Their names are Gianni Nunari and Mark Cannon. And Gianni and Mark have a long, successful track record in Hollywood. Here are some of the films they have produced recently over the years. We've also added a new producer recently. Her name is Barbara Muschetti. And we've also added a new director. His name is Andy Muschetti. And you're wondering, well, what has Andy done? Well, Andy has directed this movie.
There's not like any time I've ever been in war. People die or disappear 6 times the national average. And that's just when things get to worse. Way worse.
I saw something. There was this.
Yeah, I saw him too.
Look, it's all connected by the sewers. It's where it lives.
Bill, if you'll come with me, you'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.
So Andy Muschetti, the director of It, is now attached to direct the live-action Robotech movie. He also directed Mama, whose executive producer, Guillermo del Toro. It grossed over $700 million worldwide. It is the best opening for a September film, and he is now attached to direct the live-action Robotech movie. We also have a new writer. His name is Jason Fuchs. And Jason Fuchs was the co-writer on Wonder Woman. Yes. He also co-wrote Ice Age, Continental Drift. But between those films, they've grossed $1.6 billion worldwide. And folks, guess what? They all came over to the Harmony Gold offices. This is Jason and Andy with our chairman, Frank Agrama. And they came into what we call the den. Yes. And know what Jason is wearing? He's wearing a Robotech Skull Eater hoodie. Yes.
He took my hoodie.
Yeah. Yeah. Folks, they were like kids in a candy store. They loved it. They were just having a blast. And folks, they're big, huge Robotech fans. And we're really excited to be working with them. They're really excited to be working on Robotech. And they've got a lot of great stuff planned. So what are the next steps, though? You all want to know, what are the next steps? we're going to walk you through what the next steps for the live-action Robotech movie are going to be.
Trailer.
Well, hold on, let's see what teasers. Okay, well, before we can do that, the director Andy Muschietti is directing the sequel to it right now in Toronto. While Andy's directing the sequel to it, Jason will be writing the screenplay for the live-action Robotech movie. And while that is going on, both Sony and Harmony Gold will be working to develop the live-action Robotech movie while the It sequel is in production. So this is the next steps, folks. So while we wait, Andy's going to give us the sequel to It. So we'll be entertained while we wait for the live-action Robotech movie. And folks, we're very excited. Sony is very pro Robotech. They came to us and said, we want more Robotech in the marketplace. And as you can see, we're delivering a lot. And we have excellent partners. So we want to open it up to now what you have to say for Q&A. Just line up over here next to the microphone.